Thank you. Thank you. People power. Our power. NUP. And everywhere. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be doing seats. Thank you, SG. I also want to add my voice in welcoming back Comrade Achideo. Strong, brother, strong. One day all this will be history.
Pastor ensonga zino soko zireke.
I also want to congratulate
Secretary Mpomatena Mpamotof.
Already confirmed. We'll be there, we'll stand with you, and we'll weather the storm together. I've not seen Swabra or Bobi Giant. I want to congratulate them. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time on Saturday. Congratulations, comrade. Honorable Mwaga Chibombi did justice to this matter. And that has helped me. I'm going to be very, very brief on this coffee bill. Although Honorable Mwaga Chibombi was a little too diplomatic, and he had a lot of English, like all experts. But in simple terms, this coffee bill is an attack on coffee farmers in Uganda. And this is not Anita Mong's bill, this is Museveni's bill. Museveni is the architect of this bill. Among and others are only enablers. This is not the first attempt. Museveni tried to take your coffee, hiding behind Beneti. So this is yet another attempt, and he will not stop until we stop not just the bill, but the man himself. It is no secret. He has a very, very clear path, a clear trail behind him. Remember what happened to vanilla. Once upon a time, a kilo of vanilla was 300,000 shillings. And now, it's 10,000 shillings, I think. 3,000 a kilo. But the price of vanilla on the international market has not reduced. But now, it's just a few people, Sudhir San and a few people connected to the powerful are the ones that own Uganda's vanilla. All your vanilla. Not only vanilla. You know what happened to the sugar cane? They started by zoning. Now you know how much the sugar cane is. The price of sugar just continues to go up. Same thing that happened to many other things, including my runchi. Pineapples, etc., etc., etc. The people that come from West Nile, you know what happened to tobacco. No wonder you don't have thriving, distributors. You don't have Sportsman, Benson and Hedges, and all those other cigarette factories and manufacturers here anymore. It was deliberate. The people of Western Uganda, you know what happened to milk. Milk products have never cut prices, but your milk was controlled and given to one family, Museveni's family. You know what happened to our gold. Now gold is exclusively belonging to one family. And all the gold mines, if it's not for Janet, it's Mohozi, it's not Mohozi, it is Sodom and others. You know what is happening to our fish. You cannot fish on our God-given lakes, given to a few people. So me, I want to be blunt and say that all lucrative sectors are given to Museveni's family in a way of colonizing you further, of taking away your national wealth, of making sure they control your income, because only poor people can be effectively controlled. That is what Museveni is doing. These are not amongs. They are only tools. They are pawns being used. Forget the nonsense of cutting costs. That is a blunt lie. I mean, the same person that is claiming that is cutting costs as RDCs, useless RDCs. Now deputy RDCs and assistant deputies. Sounds like a joke, but it's true. That is Museveni for you. The same person who claims he wants to cut costs has 82 ministers. Many of them, I'm sure he does not know them. That's the person who's claiming he wants to cut costs. He has presidential advisors. He uses 2 billion every day. He oversees the loss of 10 trillion shillings in corruption. The same person who could control it. It is under his protection that one of his courts smuggled a bill of 9.6 billion shillings. Apparently, like Comrade Wise was saying, to teach Ugandans how to drink coffee. That is the person who is claiming to want to cut costs. In the Dubai Expo, they spent 3 billion of our money just to hire a stall on Dala, Memorial of Dubai. 3 billion in. The same person, the same regime that claims they want to cut costs under State House alone. I mean, he claims he wants to merge, and that's a lie, it's not merging. Like Honorable Mwanga Kibumi put it clearly, Section 4 of that bill puts it clear. They want to scrap UCD and put it under Ministry of Agriculture. But the same person knows that we have URA, but he created the Revenue Intelligence Unit and he gave it to a known thief. The same person knows that we have Ministry of Health, but under State House there is Health Monitoring Unit with a budget. The same person claiming he wants to cut costs. We have Ministry of Lands, but he created Land Monitoring, Land Protection Unit under State House. It goes on and on and on and on and on. You have IDG, but you have State House Anti-Corruption Unit. So, I mean, those things of saying they are cutting costs, it's a lie. It's a wrong excuse. But that's the Museveni that we have known all the time. And those of you that didn't know him, now that is the Museveni for you today. Our farmers, our coffee producers, have wailed and said, save UCDA, it's helpful. Because indeed it's helpful. Yes, our coffee is not as vibrant as it was in yesteryears. But UCDA has been very helpful. Under UCDA, you've seen that coffee farmers have been happy. They've noticed a growth in the production of coffee, in the value of coffee, on the international market, etc., etc., etc. So, why then stop something that's functioning well to reduce it to a system of things that have failed? You have seen the corruption in the Ministry of Lands, even before the current minister. I mean, the same Lands Ministry oversaw the selling of national ranches to individuals, companies, and groups. And now, that's the same ministry under which you want to place our coffee. In brief, Museveni wants to place our coffee in the hands of Rwamiyama, in the hands of Tumwesige, in the hands of, who is the permanent secretary? Major Chomuka wants to place your coffee. So this, in no uncertain terms, is an attack on the pockets of the coffee growers. And he knows who the coffee growers are. It is a plan to have a few people take your coffee and control you financially and economically. Also, the idea of putting a plant in Dungamu is not practical. Why? Because coffee growers are scattered all over the country. You want to tell me coffee from Bobi has to first travel and go to Dungamu?
Good evening, Mchala Maria.
What what was the logic behind that? Is Ntungamo the most vibrant coffee growing district in Uganda? You know the reason why they are doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the spirit in which this bill was brought, I can tell you it is an attack. And I mean, God is wonderful. It works in different ways. And it among, in English, there's a kind of tongue slip called a British slip, where you accidentally spill the beans and say out what is on your heart. In Uganda, there's the manga bagita batya mu Luzungu.
Anko Ismail Mogologo enzo
In
gitunyonyola.
Uganda manga gye bayita bwanika.
Anko Ismail musajja omuganda ono enzo tunyonyola Mr. President.
It's not very good to go with these Maganda because they have that manual. Now ended up spilling the beans. So, this bill, ladies and gentlemen, me, I will be crude. This bill is intended to punish the people of Uganda and the people of Bugisu and all those coffee growers for voting Museveni out. They are looking for all avenues where you earn a coin and they want to steal for it.
It's true.
What they have done to vanilla, what they are doing to the lakes and all the water bodies is what they want to do to the coffee. And if you don't fight back, they will succeed. You remember these people wanted to take your land by bringing an amendment to ensure that when the government, and you know the government is Museveni, that when the government wants your land, they first take it and then tell you how much they will pay. If you didn't fight, you would have lost the land. If you don't fight this time, you're in big trouble. So this is a way of clamping down on you. It is intended to impoverish you because poor people will always be beggars.
It's true.
That is the intention. The coffee industry, ladies and gentlemen, here in Uganda is sustaining more than in Uganda, 12 or 2 families. Wow, not 2 hours wrong. 12 million families are surviving on coffee. And now somebody wants to take them on their knees using this bill. And if you don't fight, my friends, that's exactly what you are facing. I request you to reject it firmly. But most importantly, and this is very important, please note it, that those that are presenting that bill and those that are speaking for that bill are not innocent. They are not only expressing an opinion, you know. This attack is a crime. It's a crime when you impoverishing people deliberately. It's a crime. It's supposed to be a crime. And these people speaking for that bill, for that deliberate effort to impoverish our people, they are not innocent. They are not only expressing an opinion. They are part of that project. They are part of that plan. They have a duty. Their role is just to speak. Their role is a propaganda role. You need to understand this. In every attack on a people, everyone has a role. The military has a role to brutalize you. The so-called intellectuals have a role to go on TV, put on ties, and speak a lot of intellectual dishonesty to sanitize it. So this is an attack on people which will have dire consequences if you don't fight. Speaking for it should be equally culpable. They are not innocent. So treat them just like their masters because they are serving a role. Their role is a propaganda role, and that propaganda role is very, very effective in breaking a people. Very, very sadly, some of them are paid. Not just paid, but they are paid limited group of people. I'll say that again. Some of those are paid members of that affected group of people. Because they know that the affected group of people will trust them and believe them easily. criminals too. Amongst words, ladies and gentlemen, were not a mistake. Those are words of Museveni. Those are words of amongst friends. Those are words of amongst friends. Many of them are from here in Uganda. Have you seen them? Have you heard from them? Did you see them in Parliament on that day? I'm asking, did you see them on Parliament that day? Have you heard anything from them? Hopefully the first word they speak when they show up will not be Chakulanyitayakala Buganda. Yasindikiriza nani tamongo kugiri bigambo iba. I hope this shows you that this regime attacks different groups differently. Nobody is safe. What happened in Karamoja when they took their minerals that would have transformed their lives is exactly what happened in Busoga when they crushed the sugar cane. That is what is going to happen to Bugisu, to Buganda, and many other regions in Uganda that benefit from coffee. Coffee can be coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also talk about our political prisoners who are forced to take a guilty plea. These are innocent people. When I was speaking last time, I encouraged all of you to stand with them, to be kind to them, to understand them. I also want to inform you that the regime has no limits on how far it can go with this shamelessness. Now, apparently, they want to take those people to Chankwanzi as soon as they come out of prison. I spoke to one of them. She knows I understand, and she knows many of you understand. She expressed her fears and told us that whatever we can do, we should help her and other friends that have not weakened yet to defend them, because once they are convicted, all they have to do is serve their sentence and get the hell out of prison. Museveni and his regime have no power or responsibility over Olivia Lutaya and those prisoners. So after their sentence, they should be freed. But that will not happen unless if you raise your voices. Please don't forget them. Continue raising your voices for them. I also want to remind us, all of us, about our missing brothers. Up to now, several years later, our brother John Bosco Chibalama is still missing. On Saturday, his twins, who are now 8 years, they were 2.5 years when he was taken away. Now, his twins, Noreen Chibalama and Samuel Chibalama, they are having their confirmation in the Catholic Church. And I had to go and stand in as their father. But it's not only Chibalama John Bosco. We have Damulira John, we have Wangolo Shapik, we have Rukwago Martin, we have Semodu Michael, Musisi Mbowa, we have Nalumoso Vincent, Zemola Dennis, Kanata Muhammad, Katumba George, Mbabazi John, Moses, Sempida Yuda, Mugumya Arafat, Chitio Peter, Muemba Mustafa, Mobiru Hassan, Cesazi Isma, Chisembo Godfrey, and those are the few that we were able to know. They are still missing. We still want them back, dead or alive. So Museveni and your people, please bring back our people. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Muzikirize ndizene mu Uganda pola mpola. Basebo ne banyabu ready namazedda okuyozayoza candidate waffe Comrade Tana, Honorable Tana, candidate waffe wa Isolo district. Already mazu kulisayo muganda waffe akireewo mu batutu.